Hi, my name is Lynn Abby Bigord and I am a social work major at Adelphi University. I decided to become a social worker about, I want to say about 4 years ago now. It was a pandemic and I was deemed unessential, and I did not like feeling like there was nothing I could do to help people that were struggling, especially my neighbors and my friends and their families. So I decided to go door to door and help. Last summer, I had the opportunity to travel to Morocco with Adelphi in order to make a difference. I used that time to really think about and reflect on humanity and the things that are going on in different places around the world. It really made me think about my privileges and my advantages that I had. And it made me think about more than my local community. When I was there, I asked a lot of questions about the livelihood of people and their lifestyle and what was expected of them and what they struggled with, what they were happy about, what they needed the most. There was a small village in rural Morocco that was introduced running water in 2009, I believe, and electricity came to the village in 2012. And that was the biggest wake-up call that I had, because I spent a majority of my life having access to running water and electricity. When I was there, I painted a school and I got to bond with a lot of the kids that were there. I painted their hands and they contributed to the art that we were doing onto the walls, and that was a very humbling experience, and I'm glad to have had an experience like that. In January, Adelphi also had a program to go to Trinidad, and when I went to Trinidad, I was taking care of stray animals in a homeless shelter for animals, and I heard a lot of stories about how animals are treated and the people who dedicate their lives to taking care of the animals and doing what they can to feed them and make sure that they're well if they're sick. And it was volunteers like us Adelphi students that were there, and we made a difference by helping out a lot. I personally bathed a few dogs, and I was able to I played with a few of them for socialization, and I spent a lot of times making posters to get them adopted. So it was really nice having to come up with a story and naming the animals so that other people could be inspired to adopt the dogs, and cats as well, because they are neglected animals and they deserve to have the right to survive just like we as humans do. And unfortunately, they were in a very unfortunate environment and they had to end up in a shelter. So that was some of the work that I did as a student in Trinidad. Right after my trip to Tobago, I was in Florida helping to restore a man's home that had been destroyed in Hurricane Ian the year prior in Fort Myers, Florida. 6 feet of water was inside of his home, and so he completely lost everything, including furniture, personal belongings, and his home was destroyed. So volunteers have been coming in for weeks to restore his home to the best of our ability. And during my time there, I was installing flooring. I had a ton of fun doing that, and I really got to know the community and the people there as well. A lot of the devastation that happened. I learned about a lot of the things. A lot of businesses were lost, and a lot of them weren't able to go back into business. I saw a lot of places and things that were destroyed that are still being rebuilt. As of the fall of 2023, I have been working as an intern at Adventures in Learning. So once to twice a week, I go there and I help students with their homework, and I speak to them about things that they're missing at home, maybe like things like personal hygiene and how to be respectful and how to talk about feelings. Other than being there after school, I do sometimes volunteer, whether it's helping the parents sign up for a camp because a lot of them do not speak English as a first language. And although I'm not fluent in Spanish, I do my best to try to communicate to them as much as possible so that they understand how to do certain things and so that they can give their children the best out there that is available for them and their children. I also volunteered at the Christmas drive. I packed toys and had their parents shop for toys for the kids so that they could have a great Christmas. Phi Alpha to me represents the opportunity to continue working and participate in the development of underserved individuals and communities. I will be very, very proud to be amongst fellow members, students who have recognition in excellence, as well as people who share similar values, goals, and competencies as I do.